In Cuba, it is the second day of the Communist Party conference. Delegates say they will fight corruption and listen to the concerns of Cubans. This is the first gathering of the party since President Raúl Castro succeeded his brother Fidel. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo is in Havana. Teresa, what will likely be the focus of this conference? Do we know what kind of direction Raúl Castro will take the Communist Party in?
Well, for now, the debates have concentrated in a way on how to adapt the party to current times and also in a way to prove their ability to lead in the future. Until now, the debates, the issues that have been brought up have concentrated, for example, in imposing a 5-year term limit on officials. Another important issue has been on how to deal with what they call social indiscipline and corruption. Also, for example, how to promote black Cubans, women and young people within the party ranks, and of course also the role that the party will play at the current at a time of economic reform.
Jorge Rodriguez is anxious to start working his new piece of land. It was recently given to him by the government under a concession scheme designed to increase production while giving farmers a chance to make profits. Rodriguez lives in Campo Florido, just outside the capital, Havana. He's one of the many Cubans who's going back to the countryside to work the land.
The latest announcements have improved our conditions. We can now sell food to hotels. We can get land and keep some of the profits. We need more because resources are sometimes scarce, but it's definitely getting better.
Farmers are allowed to join cooperatives to help them do their job. The government gives the cooperatives seeds and fertilizers at low costs, and in return, farmers agree to sell a percentage of their production back to the state.
Cuba imports most of the food it consumes, and that puts a big strain on the economy. That's why the government's latest measure to distribute land to increase food production is a pillar of the latest economic reforms.
In Cuba, the state owns more than 70% of the land suitable for farming, 50 of which has not been used, and the government is now giving away to farmers.
The cost of food imports is very high, and we have lots of potential here. There is land, there is culture, and there are people who want to produce. We are generating jobs. We have 150,000 people working in the rice sectors here alone.
And Cuba's food markets are seeing the benefits as there is now more food available to sell. The problem, some say, is the cost.
What
do I care if there's more food available if I can't buy it? If prices don't go down, everything is useless.
Bureaucracy, corruption, and an economic embargo by the United States on the island have affected Cuba's agriculture. But for people like Rodriguez, this is a new start. He says that he now has an extra incentive to work the land and is willing to go for long hours to see the benefits.
There is obviously a lot of changes for the Communist Party to weigh, but what other reforms would most Cubans like to see?
Well, it obviously depends who you ask, but most Cubans would like to start seeing, in a way, the benefits of an economic reforms. They would like their salaries to be competitive so they don't have to struggle so much to make ends meet. And other reforms lots of people have told us about is a migration reform that wouldn't request, in a way, Cubans to ask for an exit permit to leave the country, and wouldn't, in a way, and would prevent, in a way, Cubans that are currently living in the United States. They wouldn't have to ask for permission to come back. We have spoken to several officials here, and what they're telling us is that all these reforms have to be balanced, that they cannot happen too quickly because this could destabilize the country, but also they cannot happen, or the pace cannot be too slow because obviously it would disenchant a lot of people here.
Teresa, thanks very much. That was Teresa Bo reporting from Havana.